Okay, good morning, everybody. I'm just noticing there's a couple of people still connecting to audio, but hopefully you can hear me. Okay, give it a moment. Super, hello, good morning and welcome to the first session of our secondary track today at the Festival of Computing this year, which is a unique collaboration between Plymouth University and Computing at School. In this session, we'll be hearing about Isaac Computer Science and PwC's digital opportunities for students. My name's Suzanne Cray and I'm one of the outreach managers for Computing at School, covering the Southwest region. I'll be your host for this session. Today, I'm accompanied by Sophie, who's a student ambassador, and she'll be moderating the session and monitoring the question window. We're joined today by Becky Peters, a subject matter with the NCCE, and Evie Sharma from PwC. I'll tell you more about our speakers in a moment, but first I've got just a couple of things I want to say. In terms of housekeeping, during the session, please use the chat window, usually on the right-hand side of your screen, to ask questions. You might need to click on the chat window icon to open it. Our student ambassador will be making a note of the questions posed there, and these will be answered if time allows after each presenter. As a reminder, all attendees are in listen-only mode. A copy of today's slides will be available to download from the CAS website, hopefully later today, but the earliest early next week. Finally, the hashtag for this event all day today is hashtag CASPLYM21, so it's CASPLYM 21. Please do tweet about the sessions you're attending through the day. Okay, so first of all, we have Becky Peters, our first speaker today. Becky's been a computing teacher for many years. She's now an educational consultant working for Hodder, PG Online and Zigzag. Becky is also a subject matter expert and CS champion for the NCCE. So without further ado, I'll hand you over to Becky, who will tell you all about Isaac. Thank you, Becky.
Thanks, Suzanne. I'm just going to share my screen. Hopefully this will work. Can you see that all right, Suzanne? Perfect. So I'm going to be talking to you about Isaac Computer Science, which is the Key Stage 5 platform from the NCCE. So it's a new programme which is to support A-level computer science students and teachers. It's based on the Isaac Physics platform. It's an online learning platform which covers all the topics from the OCR and AQA exam boards, and it's got lots of self-marking questions. If you are with one of the other exam boards, you can still use it. You might just need to kind of change your view depending on which exam board you use and whether OCR or AQA use those topics. There's a range of events across England. These are obviously currently online. Those are there to engage, support and inspire teachers and students. The aim is to engage with 50% of the A-level student population and around 750 teachers. It's been developed as a collaboration between the Raspberry Pi Foundation, Cambridge University's Isaac Physics team and the National Centre for Computing Education. The platform has been developed and managed by the University of Cambridge. The content has been authored and maintained by staff from Raspberry Pi Foundation and occasionally some external consultants. The content team have all been or still are teachers that are experienced in the delivery of A-level specifications. The content is quality assured by very experienced teachers so that you know that this is a great platform to use. It was launched back in 2019. I'm just going to show you this quick video.
I'm really excited to be here today. We're at the Cambridge Computer Lab for our launch event, finally getting to show off all the work that we have been doing
Isaac Computer Science is the most amazing platform of resources for A-level computer science students and teachers. And it's been written by experts up and down the country that Raspberry Pi has brought in to author that content and then create and put in this amazing platform.
It contains material in the style of a textbook, so if you wanted to learn something new, you could go to a particular topic and you would find material there to learn from. But it also has a huge bank of self-marking questions with it.
It's been a great first event for us. Obviously, this is the first of many. We've got 7 or so lined up that are going to be replicated over the next 3 or 4 years as part of the National Centre programme. It's a real eye-opener for a whole generation of kids to look at computer science and realise there's really good resources out there to support them through their studies and inspire them into a career in computer science and possibly cybersecurity.
So it's a completely free online platform. There's full coverage of the AQA and OCR content. It does have a suggested teaching order and it has exam board specification view. So when you sign up, you can choose which exam board you want to stick with, or you can just stick it generic if you're not with either exam board. You can use it in the classroom and at home. Teachers can set class activities. It's all self-marking, so you can quite easily track progress. When the students are answering the questions, they can get hints if they get a question wrong. And there's hint videos which are provided by Craig and Dave. There's also some printed workbooks available if you want to set students' work offline. On the website, it will look something like this. So for one topic, you'll see the content which is specific to your exam board, and you can use the toggle to switch between the two if you want to. It's got textbook style content pages, so you can look at the different content within that topic. It's then got some self-marking questions, which you can set as a game board as an assignment for students. So game board is just the term that they use for a set of questions. The event programme is held by universities, the National Centre hubs and education venues across the country, but obviously at the moment these are all online. There's university and education outreach, which includes computer science discovery days for students in years 11 to 13, student masterclasses to stretch their skills and teacher CPD. The National Centre for Computing hubs offer student boosters to build students' confidence and teacher CPD. So in terms of the different types of events, the discovery events are for students in years 11 to 13, and there's a capacity for around 100 students. It's got Isaac Computer Science resources from the online platform, usually features degree students and apprentices. It's either university and or industry-led activities with computer science professionals. The student masterclasses are for competent A-level students. There's normally around 30 to 40 students on a session. Again, this uses the Isaac platform and it has additional programming or practical activities which are provided by the hosts. The student boosters are for all A-level students and the capacity is around 30 to 40 students at a time. Again, it uses the Isaac platform. It focuses on revision and building confidence, and this is facilitated by the hubs and local educators. The teacher CPD is for anybody who is either currently teaching A-level computer science or anybody who wants to in the future. The capacity for these is 15 plus, and in those sessions, they will explore topics in depth to make sure that you're fully comfortable with those topics. The student workbooks are exercises that will help students master the concepts of computer science, which are typically covered in the sixth form courses. It includes over 300 questions covering all of the A-level computer science topics, and there's space to write and work out answers. Online versions of all the questions can also be found on the topics page. You can request one of these for AQA or OCR, and you can get your hands on the workbook for just £1 plus packaging and postage, or you can get 10 copies free and just pay postage and packaging if you're in a priority area. And I'll post a link in the chat later on of where those priority areas are. If you think that you are in a priority area, you just need to fill in the form on the Contact Us page and make sure you include your school name. Inside the books, there's different levels of questions. Level 1 is GCSE transition questions. Level 2 is entry level. Level 3 is intermediate. And level 4 is higher education transition. So in the workbook, the questions are numbered based on the topic number, the level number, and the question number. There's also student mentoring, which is designed for students who want to get extra support with their A-level studies. They'll look at some of the trickier topics and show them how to make the most of the platform to support their learning. Each week, there's a 50-minute online session to go through a set of learning materials and questions from the Isaac platform and discuss any questions that students might have. Students have to work through the materials and complete a game board, which is a set of questions on the Isaac platform before the session. And they can submit any questions that they've got ahead of time so that these can be addressed during the sessions. Anybody can sign up for the programme if they are a student who is currently studying computer science at A-level and they need to have an Isaac Computer Science account. Teachers can encourage groups of students to sign up, but due to the number of places, please be careful about which students that you're recommending and don't suggest that your entire class sign up. In the case that they're oversubscribed, the priority will be given to students from state-funded schools in England and students from schools in priority areas. If that happens, students will be notified and added to a waiting list for the next run of the programme. If students want to join the student mentoring sessions, they need to log into the Isaac Computer Science account, add themselves to the mentoring group, and then each week click on the meeting link. There's also teacher mentoring, which is for students who want extra support to deliver their A-level sessions. Again, they'll look at some of the trickier topics and show you how to make the most of the platform. Each week, there's a 50-minute online session so that you can go through any questions that you might have. And again, there'll be questions provided on the Isaac platform for you to have a go at. Again, if you want to join, it's exactly the same kind of situation. You log into your account, add yourself to the mentoring group and click on the meeting link. If they're oversubscribed, it will be priority for teachers in state-funded schools in England and schools in priority areas. If you've got any feedback or any questions, you can go to the website and use the Contact Us page. So it's isaaccomputerscience.org and then /contact, or you can email events@isaaccomputerscience.org. Thank you for listening. Has anybody got any questions?
Thank you, Becky. We'll just wait and see if there's any questions in the chat window. Just give it a minute or two for that to sink in. Lots of information there, I think, to take in.
Grace says, no, thank you, sounds great. Wendy Lawson says, that is a very helpful overview, thank you. Mr. A. Woolston says, are there any plans to add videos or audio to the platform instead of just textbook style pages?
So there are videos included when the students are doing questions. If they get stuck, there's videos embedded at that stage. But if this is something that you'd be really keen on, the best thing to do is to contact Isaac through the website and suggest this, and it might be something they do include. I'm just going to put a link in the chat as well for the priority areas so that you can check whether your school is in one of those areas.
Mr. A. Woolston and Natalie say thank you.
Okay, if there's no further questions, then I think we will move on. But obviously, if we've got time at the end and you think of some questions before we finish this session, then by all means pop them in the chat and we can return to that, if that's okay with you, Becky, in a short while. Okay, so our next speaker today is Evie. Evie Sharma is from PwC. She oversees PwC's schools and university engagement across the Southwest and has much experience across the Midlands too. PwC is one of the world's largest professional services firms, has a range of technology roles and opportunities for school and college students, including some market-leading apprenticeships. I'm looking forward to hearing all about that today. So Evie, I'll pass over to you and we'll see all about that. Thanks.
Thanks, Suzanne. I'm just going to share my screen. Hopefully you can all see this. As Suzanne said, my name's Evie. I'm part of the student recruitment team here at PwC. So I've been with the firm for just over 2 years. Used to work kind of focusing on our Midlands region, but now kind of look after kind of the Western Wales kind of side of everything as well. So I know that some people might have heard of PwC or PricewaterhouseCoopers as we were formerly known, but hopefully I'll tell you a little bit more about kind of less of the accounting side of the business you might be more familiar with, and more about kind of those technology related opportunities within the firm. So who are we? What do we do? So we don't sell a product, we don't create any pieces of technology for clients necessarily, but what we do is we work with our clients to help solve any problems that they do have, look at the different innovative ways that we can solve those solutions for them to meet their business goals. So be that they're looking to expand, be more efficient, save money, they want to merge with another company, buy out another company, whatever that might look like for them. And we offer them that support across all the different areas of our business. So be it the more traditional sides with the accounting and the tax, but also consultancy, our deals practice, our technology teams as well, all working together to try and deliver those results for our clients. So like I said, we do offer, it's all kinds of different businesses that we do work for. So you're really familiar with some of the high street names that we work with, some of the sports teams that we may work with, but also we work right down to kind of your small startup business, independent, family run organizations or individuals that run their own companies. So we do work with a whole different range across all different sectors. And a lot of the issues that we do work with our clients on can be solved by technology or either caused by technology. So lots of scope for us within our tech teams to be able to give that support to clients in a number of different ways. We really are kind of a leader in the field at the moment in this kind of sector, bringing a lot of new innovative methods to work with our clients, which hopefully you'll find out a little bit more now. So these are some of the teams that we do work with. So our apprentices, when they come on placement, so we offer a degree apprenticeship, which I'll talk about in a little bit, but they could go on placement in any one of these teams. So these are primarily, as you may imagine, in our technology practice. So for example, in terms of cybersecurity, an individual might join one of our ethical hacking teams where we try and hack clients' computer systems and their security protocols to see where the pitfalls are and where we can build more strength into their systems. So that team is based out of Cardiff. So, just a small example of some of the things we might be doing. Our data and analytics team, for example, has a really big project with British athletics. So we do lots of really exciting work with those athletes to try and help use data and use technology to really improve their performance and improve their training. So there's lots of different ways we work with our clients that are maybe outside of the more traditional audit, but even within audit, our drones team worked alongside our digital audit team last year, and we actually delivered the first audit ever by drone. So instead of sending a person out to what was actually a coal plant in the West, we sent the drone out there to do that surveying for us. It cut down the time we spent on a client site from 4 hours to half an hour, a lot safer for our employees, and delivered a much more efficient outcome for them. So just some of the different ways that we work with our clients using some of these teams. So I've touched on a few of kind of the opportunities. So this is kind of our main pathway, as it were, into the firm. So the first kind of touch point is our Year 12 Insight Week. As you may imagine, that is virtual this year. So it is running this summer virtually. But then leading on from that, if anyone who is leaving school or college is interested in doing an apprenticeship, you can join the firm straight away in either our audit, consulting, tax or deals practices. We have a UCAS points requirement for those, but then if you do have any students that are actually interested in studying for a degree, we do also offer degree apprenticeships in both accountancy and technology. Alternatively, we do still offer the more traditional graduate route. So if anyone goes to university, studies a subject of choice, we do have summer internships, undergraduate placements that students can come on whilst they're studying, and also those graduate schemes that they can join on completion of their degree. So there's lots of different routes in. It doesn't matter which route you join the firm in, the opportunities once you're within the firm are still the same. So we have apprentices that are now senior partners within the firm. The fact that they don't have that degree isn't a limiting factor kind of for their opportunities opportunities well into their career. So what is our Insight Week? So it is a 1 week full of different sessions kind of covering, yes, the accounting and the business side, but also a lot of the digital side of the business and those teams, and also lots of workshops to help really build employability skills and work towards career development at PwC. Lots of opportunities for people to hear from people that already work within the firm, to network with them. So a really great opportunity to really kind of start considering potential career paths. So it does take place this summer. Applications close on the 14th of March. So 1 more week to push that out to any students who you think may be interested and want to take part. The really great thing about this week is it's not all just a 1 week live dial in every session. It is a hybrid that we've done on purpose so that that flexibility is there. So there will be pre-recorded content, there will be tasks that students can take away and do, as well as dialing into those live sessions as well. So even if a student says, oh, well, I might hopefully be on holiday, hopefully this is nice and flexible for them to be able to still get as much as they can out of the week itself. The link is in this, which you'll get with the slides afterwards, but if anyone does have any questions, please do feel free to let me know. I mentioned the technology degree apprenticeship. So this is where students will be a normal university student. They will work towards a BSc in computer science or software engineering at one of those 3 universities. So it only takes place at the moment at the University of Birmingham, the University of Leeds and Queen's Belfast. Now, the entry requirements are 3As to 3Bs, depending on the university. As with any degree at any university, there are access routes available. So if you have students that may need a reduced offer, that is definitely something that I would consider you looking into with them. Everything will be kind of on that university website where the university is able to kind of make those allowances. Now, the degree itself is 4 years in length, so where standard BSc in computer science might be 3, when it's in partnership with us, it's 4 years, and that's because we have built-in integrated placements into those into that degree. So there'll be 2 summer internships as well as a full 1-year placement. When any student is on those placements, they are in one of our tech teams. They get to state their preferences and their location preferences. They can do a different one every year. They could choose the same one every time. So it's completely up to them how they want to build up their experience. I guess the highlight of this is that it is a fully funded degree apprenticeship. So students will get a salary throughout the duration of their degree. They won't have any debt at the end to pay back those tuition fees. So it's fully funded by us as a firm. And they also get the addition of kind of extra sessions run by us throughout their degree, to whether it be the events we hold in our office they get invited to, or special skill sessions we hold with them to help them through the different stages of their degree and through their career. So it's a really, really great program. We have some excellent students that come in the firm, and when they're on placement, I think one of them went to South Africa pre-COVID. So they really are just a member of staff within the firm. They're treated as the same as anybody else, and they get those same opportunities as well. So it's a really exciting program, and as long as they get a 2-1 at the end, they get a job offer with us at PwC in one of our tech teams. So if you do know anyone who is super keen and maybe already has one of those degrees in sight, definitely send them to have a look at this. Now, like I mentioned, they are still normal students, so they will register like a normal student, they will live on campus if they want to, so they still get that nice student experience. It's not a kind of 3 days a week on campus, 2 days at PwC. They're still full-time student, and they just come to us for those placements. And you see on the screen, they do get that diversity when they join the firm. They're just another member of the team, so they still get those same opportunities, the same exposure, and they're getting that extra support from us throughout their degree as well, which I think is definitely a benefit to some of them who maybe move away from home and things like that. They're still getting that extra support from us as a firm and all of that comes with it. So some other resources that we do have available. We have something called Hive Hackers. Now, this is in partnership with code.org and is a 7-section course, and basically is a great way to learn the fundamentals of coding. It's for 8 to 12-year-olds, so it's a younger age group than the other opportunities that I've mentioned, but all of the different sections include a mixture. You can see a screenshot there of kind of PowerPoints, videos, documents and lesson plans for you to lead. So definitely a great resource if coding is something you really want to build into the curriculum. We also have Tech We Can, which you may have heard of. So this is another alternative resource, but is a selection of lesson plans that you can download and then take back to your students to help us kind of teach digital and tech to as many schools as possible. So we want to really help kind of boost those career opportunities for students who may be interested, and also the diversity of those future technologists. So all of the lesson packs are really, really comprehensive. I can lead them and I'm not particularly tech savvy. So, you know, they are really great. They are linked and built in with the national curriculum in mind. So they're going to tick all of those kind of Gatsby benchmarks for you as well. And then these are just some kind of other events that we're running. So throughout the year, we run a number of events aimed at years 10 to 13. So there will be skill sessions, there are Q&As with our apprentices and our degree apprentices. We also run back to schools presentations. So if you want something more specific for your school, please do reach out on that email address and we might be able to run a session for you. Some of them are also, you can see Females of the Future dive into digital that have that more specific focus for the session to really help promote the technology that we do in the firm, and also everything we're doing to try and deal with the kind of gender imbalance that's traditionally existed in the world of accountancy. So, you know, if any students are interested, the link, you can take this on the website. I'll pop the link in the chat when I stop presenting, and you can just sign up online. And I'd also recommend signing up to our newsletters. So we do have one for teachers and we have a separate one for students, and it's just, you get one every month just to give you an update on kind of anything new that we're introducing or any key resources that you might want to get involved with. The last thing I'll mention before we open up to questions is our Employability Hub. So this is on the website. It has a series of e-learns all about developing and building employability skills. Some of them are about writing an application or taking a video interview. So they're really, really comprehensive. They're all in video format. Some of them are quite short. So really good resource if you do have any students that are looking at applying, even if it's not PwC, making any applications and want that extra kind of support and guidance there. So I definitely recommend having a look at that. And yeah, so I've touched on a few of these already. Unfortunately, we can't physically visit every school. I know COVID, no one can visit any school at the moment. But even when things kind of start to go back to normal, we don't necessarily have that capacity to go out to everybody. But please do let us know if you are running events, and especially if we've got alumni in the firm or people that live nearby, where we can, we'll try and get someone out to you. But you know, definitely from the virtual perspective, it's a lot easier for us to run a workshop. So please do let us know if that's something that you would want us to work with. And you know, just please do encourage your students to apply to our opportunities. They're really great. So I don't want any of them to miss out. So yeah, I think that was my last slide. You'll get all of these slides with the email addresses afterwards. So I will stop sharing. I can see there's some things in the chat. Yeah.
Thank you for your talk, Evie. There are some questions in the chat. So what is the application process for the degree apprenticeship?
Yeah, so the degree apprenticeship is a little bit different to applying, for example, to our normal apprenticeship. So it is in combination with UCAS. So when students make their UCAS applications for university, they will need to, if they're interested in our degree apprenticeship, there will be a specific UCAS code for the PwC Technology Degree Apprenticeship at the University of Birmingham. So they'll need to state that on their application form. The university will process that and then let us know they've applied. So then a student will do our side of the application process, which is all virtual, all online. And if they do, unfortunately, not pass the PwC side of the process, they will still hold that offer from the university if the university is making them that offer. So they're kind of getting a bit of a 2-in-1 there. So it's definitely worthwhile. If you know they're going to apply for computer science at Birmingham, they might as well apply for the PwC degree apprenticeship, get that extra support, that extra funding as well. But the full process is on the Employability Hub. So if any students do want to see what that PwC side looks like, do send them there. But we do give extra support sessions leading up to any students that apply, so they get that extra kind of information from us as well.
Thank you. Do you have a school material pack available?
You can definitely link everything into that slide deck for you if there are specific things that you're interested in terms of things like the Tech We Can packs. They're all available just to download from our website. So I'll just put, that's our careers page, and I will also get up the Tech We Can one for you, so you can get all of those as well.
And what will the students be doing on Virtual Insight Week?
Yeah, so we have a number of kind of workshops, virtual sessions. So some of them will be more of a kind of a listen in, but everything is interactive. So we always try and include some kind of interactive elements, so students are answering questions throughout, or they get to ask questions to members of staff. It's really about kind of building up their awareness of what we do at the firm, the different types of work we do, getting a bit of insight to those projects, having a go at some accountancy tasks or some more digital related tasks that are set by our tech teams for them. But it's a real kind of mixture of that employability skills building, the confidence building, the awareness, as well as kind of actually getting to have a go and get involved with some things. Obviously it's virtual, so unfortunately they won't be kind of shadowing on client meetings, which they would have done had we been able to still run this in person. But hopefully it's, we know we did do it virtual last year. We had over 5,000 students that were given places on that week. So it's a really, really great opportunity just to kind of build up that knowledge. And a lot of those students have now either got apprenticeship offers from us or they're in the process for that degree apprenticeship. So it's definitely a really worthwhile week if you've got students that are available to attend.
That's great. And have you got the link to the register for the newsletter and toolkits, please?
Yeah, so I've put a couple of them in. This is the one for the newsletter. It's called the Talent Network. So just make sure you click on the right one for you. So there's the school and college one there, and there's a teacher talent network just underneath. So we've also got them kind of for parents and carers as well. If you've got any kind of student contacts where they're saying, oh, my parents would like to know a little bit more about this, so do refer them onto that as well.
Thank you. Finally, there's a comment in the chat which says, an ex-student of mine is doing the apprentice degree at Leeds and is loving it.
Oh, good. I'm glad. We do actually have a lot of students from the Western Wales region that are, especially in the Birmingham office. I know quite a lot of them because they're a lot, especially the ones on placement at the moment. But yeah, Birmingham and Leeds, we do get a lot of people from the Western Wales region kind of choosing those. And like I said, we have an office in Bristol and an office in Cardiff, so a lot of them then go back and will choose to do their placements there, or they'll go to London if they want to experience London, or Edinburgh if they want to try living in Scotland for a couple of weeks. So and we do support them with accommodation for that as well if they do choose to kind of venture out a little bit further on their placements.
Thank you, Evie. If nobody's got any more questions, I think we can end the session now and come back at 11. Is that right, Suzanne?
Yeah, just a couple of things just to wrap things up really for today. But thank you to everyone for your questions. And obviously we've still got a couple of minutes, so if you do think of some last minute questions, pop them in the chat and we'll pick those up. It leaves me to say thank you very much to Becky and Evie for their presentations today. Really informative and lots of opportunities for our secondary students and going into sixth form and beyond. So lots of information to take away there. So thank you very much. A recording of this webinar will be available on the CAS YouTube channel in the coming weeks. We would also be grateful for your feedback, so please look out for the survey, which will be emailed to you sometime after today. We hope to see you at the other sessions in this Festival of Computing today. The next session on the secondary teacher track today is at 11 o'clock and is about CAS communities, with presentations from Neon Engineering and the National Museum of Computing. If you haven't registered for those sessions yet, there's still time, so just head over to the Computing at School website and onto the events page and book your place to get your link. Okay, that's it for this session. Thank you so much to everybody for coming along, and thank you again to our presenters. Do take care. Bye for now. Thanks.